Hello everyone and welcome back to Adventures of WellUmMe, and today going to be doing our Game of Day video discussing a new game. Trying to work out this lighting, it's terrible at the moment, but hopefully a little bit of color correction might work that. It's a little bit faded out. You know what? Let's fix that right now. Let's just try. Not really much better. Okay, despite all that stupidity, I've got some games that I've prepared for talking about. I've recently talked about Dragon Ball Xenoverse, and I talked about Yu-Gi-Oh! Falsebound Kingdom. Today we're going to talk about Luigi's Mansion 2. Now, is it in here? Good, it is in here. Now, Luigi's Mansion it was a 3DS game, or Luigi's Mansion 2 was a 3DS game. I loved playing Luigi's Mansion 1. I never owned it. I always borrowed it from people, and I always played it borrowed from Blockbuster. Never owned a copy myself. Now, when it came to Luigi's Mansion 2, I always found that this game was not as enjoyable. I did not like the mission structure. I didn't like the fact that when you were playing the game, you selected a mission, went into it, and then came back out. What I did like is the controls. I felt like it controlled well. I felt like it looked great. But it just really, really did not work in my mind with the way that it was structured by the missions. And I found that very disappointing. I think that the bosses in that were still good, and I think that the general poltergeist vacuuming sensation was still good. It's just something about this, with the way that they decided to put it mission-based, where you're put in and then sucked out, just took away from the whole scary mansion story vibe, and you kind of just were left with almost like a thrown together game. Like, it kind of almost felt like you had different people creating different levels, and then they all submitted their work and they didn't know how to tie it together in the story, so they just put missions there. I don't know, that was just my vibe. I mean, it was great. It was great having this on a 3DS, portable. I just wish that it had more story basis to it, where you're going back and forth through the mansion, because that was the thing, Luigi's Mansion, you're going through the mansion, going back and forth trying to discover different things and understand it. Luigi's Mansion 3 did fix that quite a bit, so there's at least that. But for Luigi's Mansion 2, I don't know, it was just one of those games that I wish there was more to it. I think having that 3D aspect took away as well, because as soon as 3D is involved, it's a phenomenon. You got 3D, it's great, look at how cool this looks jumping out at you. But you lose some of the focus on the actual gameplay and the story when they add that 3D element. That's just how I felt with a lot of the 3DS games. But overall, the story is still great. It's still one of those things. I don't actually have much on a personal level to talk about it. There was nothing amazing at the time when I played this. There wasn't anything that's overly stood out to me. It's just an alright game. I don't know, if you find it cheap, pick it up. There's only 3 games within the Luigi's Mansion series. Luigi's Mansion 1 has been re-released on 3DS, I believe, and I do want to pick that up. I know that there was a little bit about the frame rate not working that great, but I'd like to have a copy of that I can sit and play, and I can go Luigi's Mansion 1, 2, and 3. So maybe if I get that, I'll replay through this. But to me, it's almost like a one and done game. If it's cheap, get it. If you really love the Luigi's Mansion franchise, get it. But it's one of those games that I feel like you'll play once and then you won't play it again. Luigi's Mansion 1. I would still pick that up and play it. Luigi's Mansion 3, it's new. I still haven't finished it. I'm close to the end. It's taken me a while. There's so many games that came out at the one time. It was newer. It's closer to the original one. I'm close to the end. I feel like I could pick that up and play it again in, say, a year's time. It's just this one, I feel like you play through it once and you're done and that's it. So, I don't know. That's all I can really say for it. I want to say more, but unfortunately I can't. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. If you did, please hit that like button. It would be muchly appreciated. I've got a lot more that I'm planning for this channel, and I'm hoping you're enjoying some of the differences from what we used to have, where it was just like gameplay or just opening. I'm trying to change it up a little. I'm trying to make it a lot more discussion based. Have the gameplay as well, doing different things, trying to live stream, trying to work through a lot of technical difficulties. That's really what it comes down to. But I hope you're enjoying Game a Day. I have a lot of games that I can talk about. Some I can talk about more, some I can't talk about as much, but, you know, it's something. I hope you enjoy it, guys. Have a great day, and I'll catch you next time.